tonight, preparing for a massive snowstorm across Saskatchewan. Concerns over ER wait times on the long weekend. An RCMP arrests a man accused of 74 break-ins.
Live from our studios in Regina, this is CTV News.
Good evening. After a few weeks of spring-like weather, a reminder that winter, and that weather not over. A huge storm is hitting the province right now with the potential to drop a foot of snow. Keenan Sorkon has more on how communities are preparing for the worst.
It was a false spring, I guess, over the last several weeks.
Winter's not done with us just yet. Intense winds started Tuesday with a wide area of the province from Meadow Lake to Estevan under both blowing snow and snowfall advisories from Environment Canada. Some places in the province can expect up to 35 centimeters or roughly 14 inches of snow when the storm finishes passing over Wednesday afternoon.
And then behind the system, temperatures are going to be dropping to below normal. So, on the other end of the pendulum.
Crews at the airport were on standby, ready to clear the runways, with the storm making its way east through Alberta, canceling some flights and stranding some passengers.
It's really about our teams just being able to keep up with snowfall, making sure there's no ice buildup on the ground, so it's really about manpower at this point.
With the storm affecting more than half of the province, the Ministry of Highways and its 300 snowplows are being put to the test, but it's ready for whatever comes.
Winter storms, winter weather, adverse conditions, this is what the Ministry of Highways does. This is what we prepare for continually.
Palmer says to constantly check the highway hotline before traveling. With operators updating conditions as they work, it offers the latest information available. As for inside city limits, some streets will be cleared during the storm, but much of the cleanup will happen once the storm passes over.
Following the storm is when we really get into the cleanup, when we'll have graders working through our priority network to make sure that people can get from A to B.
A lot can happen over the next day and a half, but Saskatoon could see less snow than other communities.
Saskatoon is already kind of on the border of the heaviest snowfall. So escaping the brunt of it, you're not out of the clear yet.
And not out of the cold either, with winter weather making a sudden return to Saskatchewan. Keenan Sorkon, CTV News, Saskatoon.
Meanwhile, in Regina, they're ready for another round of winter after a long stretch of spring-like conditions created those freeze-thaw spots on streets and sidewalks.
We're basically just sort of waiting on the storm right now. Once the initial snow actually starts, then we'll go into what we call the storm mode, which is basically ice control, trying to keep the streets as open as we possibly can, keeping emergency routes open, those types of things until once the snow stops. Once the snow stops, then we'll go into our systematic plow.
A residential plow on Category 5 roads takes place after receiving 15 centimeters of snow or more in a single snowfall event. Okay, let's quickly go to Sabine, who's going to give us more details on what we're expecting for the next 24 hours.
Definitely more than 15 centimeters of snow, that is for sure. Lee, we started out seeing some rain, freezing rain. We've got a map full of warnings. They're actually layered on top of each other in the parts of the southeast, including freezing rain, wind warnings, blowing snow advisories, snowfall warnings. And depending on where you are in the province, as we heard in that story, you could be on the right on the border of the orange warnings, which is heavier snowfall, higher impact, or the yellow warnings, which is a short-term and a moderate impact. Now for Regina, we are expecting to see quite a bit of snow, and I'll have more details coming up. But surprisingly, we still were above seasonal temperature-wise today. We're not getting close to what last year's temperatures were looking like, but we certainly will be dipping back down well below the daytime average, and that is right after this system clears out, which is expected by tomorrow afternoon. But I will have all the details coming up for you in your full forecast. Lee?
All right, thanks, Sabine. Ministry of Highways says to constantly check the highway hotline, and here it is right now. As you can see, it's actually not that bad. We do have some travel not recommended in several places, including the bypass around Regina, covered areas if you want to get out of Regina for most, including Highway 1. So if you are traveling, take a look at this and make sure that it is safe to do so. All right, the provincial government has reached a $4.8 million settlement with Saskatoon-based Sheercom Industries over the province's tire recycling. The province said the settlement is not an admission of liability by the government nor any of the defendants in the lawsuit, but is, quote, believed to represent the best interests of Saskatchewan residents and the tire recycling industry. Sheercom CEO said in a brief statement the company was relieved the matter is at an end and is prepared to move on. In the lawsuit, Sheercom had alleged it was unfairly excluded from a bidding on a tire recycling contract with Tire Stewardship Saskatchewan. It did seek $10 million or more in damages. The company has since shut down its recycling plant. Well, the Saskatchewan NDP say they've received some alarming data over the long weekend showing lengthy emergency room wait times across the province. But the Sask Health Authority says their numbers aren't entirely accurate. Jacob Carr explains.
Over the long weekend, patients at Saskatoon's Royal University Hospital spent 103 hours in the emergency room, the longest wait time in the province, according to Saskatchewan Health Authority data released by the NDP.
We know that people are having difficulty, great difficulty accessing family physicians, accessing nurse practitioners, getting a hold of those inoculations that used to be very, very easy to get in the past.
A screenshot of the provincial capacity report for February 13th at 8 a.m. shows patients waited 81 hours at Saskatoon's St. Paul's Hospital, 67 hours at Regina General Hospital, and 23 hours at the Pasqua Hospital. But according to the Saskatchewan Health Authority, those numbers only paint a partial picture. In a statement, they said the data referenced reflects the entire time a patient spends in the emergency department, not the time it takes to receive care. Adding, the SHA is committed to meeting the needs of patients during periods of increased demand, and that the SHA thanks its staff and physicians for the work they are doing. The NDP says ongoing discussions with workers in the healthcare sector are important, but the current healthcare system is failing them and their patients.
We're going to take our time to make sure that we get it right. I know they've said being treated with respect and dignity is also important to them staying in this province, but absolutely, this is both a healthcare system that has too many patients and not enough people to meet those demands.
Jacob Carr, CTV News, Regina.
RCMP believe they have found a person responsible for a string of break-ins across 43 communities in the province over the past 7 years. The man from Regina is now facing 76 charges. Sierra D'Souza Butch checked in with some of the small towns that were impacted.
5 years later, the town of Willowbunch says they still recall the aftermath of a break-in at their office.
That shock and of seeing everything empty, every once in a while, that creeps back into your head.
After speaking with police at the time, Ager says all signs showed that this kind of break-and-enter was far from unique to their community.
Before and after it happened to us, we'd see different snippets on social media or, on the news, telling about other communities' experiences similar to ours, and we always wondered, is it the same person?
As it turns out, they were allegedly carried out by the same person, according to Saskatchewan RCMP.
Last week, 57-year-old Michael Arsenault was arrested in Regina by Saskatchewan RCMP officers. 76 charges were laid against him.
In total, Arsenault is accused of carrying out break-ins in 43 communities across the province between September 2019 and February 2026. Arsenault faces 62 counts of breaking and entering, 12 counts of attempting to break and enter with intent, and 1 count each of possession of stolen property under and over $5,000. Police say investigators determined a total of $50,000 had been stolen, in addition to debit and credit cards, gift cards, alcohol, and even antique coins. Although no significant items were taken, minus some cash, added security measures have since been put in place, something even small communities like Willowbunch now need to consider, according to Ager.
In today's world, I think it is really something that everybody has to start considering and putting those safeguards into place.
Arsenault will make his first court appearance at Regina Provincial Court on Wednesday. Sierra D'Souza Butts, CTV News, Regina.
People fleeing interpersonal violence can face several barriers, including finding a safe place to go and getting time off work to move. As Wayne Mantika tells us, today the provincial government made a funding announcement meant to help address some of those barriers.
Emergency shelter is a priority for those fleeing interpersonal violence, but other factors come into account. Another challenge is arranging care for pets.
Often the case that victims and survivors are the ones who have to move, have to look for new housing. And if someone can't take their pet to a domestic violence shelter, some shelters in the province are pet friendly, which is really wonderful. Not all of them are.
An additional $1.4 million in federal and provincial funding has been allocated for removal of barriers for those fleeing interpersonal violence. It will go to a variety of programs, with $100,000 earmarked province-wide specifically for pet care.
You know, they can't leave the situation because they're afraid to leave their pet alone. It gives them an opportunity to be able to leave that situation, take the pet with them. And also pets can be used as a tool, if you will, by an abuser. Maybe threaten the pet, you know, if you don't do what I want, then I'm going to hurt the pet.
The pets are temporarily placed in foster care until their family is settled into a new home.
One of our animal protection officers will go and get the animal, and the animals are not kept here. They are kept in foster care, so they're not actually kept in the shelter, and that location is known only to the animal protection officer and our person that sets up the foster.
The Regina Humane Society deals with about a dozen cases a year where pets come into the picture, but the government funding will ensure removal of one more barrier to those fleeing interpersonal violence. Wayne Mantica, CTV News, Regina.
A Saskatoon man notorious for spying on women is back behind bars and will stay there until a bail hearing scheduled later this week. 37-year-old Kyle Hameluk was previously convicted on 70 incidents of voyeurism, indecent acts, and trespassing at night. He was arrested on Valentine's Day, hours after leaving jail for allegedly using a cell phone with a camera contrary to his court-imposed conditions, which also included a curfew and no contact with past victims.
Well, this guy's a prolific offender. I'm not surprised at all that he was in trouble in a short period of time. He has a terrible track record. I'm glad that Saskatoon police got him for something like they did, having a phone and not looking in the window of a house and violating another woman's privacy.
Lewis says Hameluk's alleged breach so early will likely make it more difficult for him to be released on bail. The City of Regina is implementing new surcharges for non-Regina residents who access its public programs. Donovan Mays has a breakdown of what services will be impacted and what it means for you.
The city is charging non-Regina residents more to use its public programs.
This gives an opportunity for Regina residents to ensure that they can get to the front of the line to get access to their facilities, and that non-residents who don't pay those taxes then have to wait.
Councillor Burton first bringing forward the idea to create the fee for registration users who do not live in Regina. Now, for those who live outside city limits registering for public programs, a 50% surcharge will be added, while residents will also be eligible for registration before non-residents.
The entry fees to the facilities only pay a portion of the actual entire cost for the facility, and the taxes actually encompass the rest.
The city is now requesting individuals and families verify their addresses to be eligible for resident registration dates and pricing. The surcharge will begin with the city's summer season and includes programs like swimming lessons, fitness, sports, fine arts, and adapted city-run programs, but it does not apply to users buying daily single admission, bulk admissions, leisure passes, or those accessing drop-in programs. If you do live in Regina and do not confirm your address, the city says you will be treated as a non-resident.
We still want visitors to come and use our facilities, and drop-in programs will still be available at the regular charge. The non-resident surcharge only affects certain programs when people sign up.
Address verification only has to happen once per family and must be completed in person at one of 4 locations before May 12th. The Sandra Schmerler Leisure Center, Northwest Leisure Center, Lawson Aquatic Center and Fieldhouse, or City Hall on select dates. Donovan May, CTV News, Regina.
Greetings, everyone. A very special birthday was celebrated at the University of Saskatchewan this month. A space dedicated to supporting and celebrating the success of Indigenous students has been in operation for 10 years. CTV's Hallie Magic was at the celebration and brings us the story.
The University of Saskatchewan's Gordon Oaks Red Bear Student Centre celebrated a milestone birthday.
I'm having a hard day. The center's here for me. If I need like a friend to talk to, the center's here for me. If you're hungry, the center's here for you. I mean, really, if I have anything that I need ever, the center has a program or someone here to help, and they want to help us. That's their goal.
Gordon Oaks Centre was created in 2016 to support the personal, social, cultural, and academic success of Métis, First Nations, and Inuit students. A recent celebration was hosted at the centre, giving staff and students the opportunity to share how the space has impacted their experience on campus.
You can kind of come here and you can kind of take that mask off. There's a lot more understanding about where you come from, where your background is, and you kind of have to, you can open up a lot more around people that have similar backgrounds as you, and it's a lot more comfortable.
Graham says the centre has proved to be much more than just another building on campus for many students.
We create spaces like this that aren't just a building that the government was like, here you go, or the school is like, here you go. It's actually a community of people. It makes Indigenous groups want to come together, want to connect. The elders want to come here and teach the youth.
In the 10 years of the centre's existence, it's left a lasting impression on those who walk through its doors.
Talking to a few of my professors, and like they did their undergrad, and then this just began, and so hearing stories from them of like what it meant to them and how that meant for even student leadership, but just like having a permanent spot where you can kind of dig your roots in and actually like build from there was a big thing.
For Indigenous Circle, I'm Hallie Mandrick.
If you have a story you would like to see in this segment, here's how to reach us. You can contact me by email, and you can also watch past episodes and segments of Indigenous Circle on our CTV Regina and CTV Saskatoon websites.
Indigenous Circle, brought to you in part by Saskatchewan Indigenous Enterprise Foundation, growing the First Nation entrepreneurial spirit.
Still ahead, a new defense strategy for Canada that will use Canadian companies. And a key human rights figure in the U.S., Jesse Jackson Jr., has died. The Prime Minister officially launched a multi-billion-dollar defense industrial strategy today that promises contracts to Canadian firms and 125,000 jobs to Canadians. Genevieve Beauchemin reports, she has more on what was said in Montreal.
Prime Minister Mark Carney says Canada has for too long relied on geography and others to protect the country, that his plan overhauls that strategy in a changing world.
It means building a domestic defense industrial base so we are never hostage to the decisions of others.
Others, including the U.S. Still, Carney insisted his strategy to arm the military and boost Canada's defense industry would be complementary, not in competition with American defense supply chains.
Its framework is simple. Build, partner, buy. First, we will build in Canada and prioritize Canadian companies.
Canadian companies now provide roughly 1/3 of this country's military needs. Carney wants 70% over the next decade, and he wants to increase defense exports by 50%.
That's real growth.
Many of Canada's defense contractors have long focused on exports. This strategy could change that, but the industry says the procurement system has to be much leaner, faster.
If it doesn't happen, it could undermine the entire strategy that we just heard about today.
Many of the details had been revealed before, and the Conservatives criticized the strategy as filled with buzzwords and promises that won't deliver.
What I expect from this government is that they're going to put aside their partisanship and reach across the table and work with us to ensure that we can deliver.
But the government says it's setting up a defense investment agency to streamline the system, a centerpiece of its strategy. CAE is the world's largest simulator provider. Half of its business is for civil use, half for defense. Most of it, for now, exported.
We're talking about a sea change in spending and focus. And so as the government works on simplifying how to work with contractors, it only accelerates us.
But with this major overhaul of defense spending, many say that there's still some fine-tuning to be done to ensure that this strategy becomes reality. Genevieve Beauchemin, CTV News, Montreal.
Tributes are pouring in for Jesse Jackson, a champion of civil rights and social justice who, along with Martin Luther King Jr., was quite a towering figure in the leadership of Black America. The 84-year-old died this morning, leaving behind a bit of a complex legacy. Heather Wright explains.
A skilled orator, a passionate advocate, Jesse Jackson spent 6 decades building bridges, helping the less fortunate, and fighting for racial equality.
Keep hope alive. Keep hope alive.
Born in the segregated South in 1941 to a teenage mother, Jackson was in seminary school when he traveled to Selma, Alabama to march for voting rights, meeting Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. for the first time. He soon began working with the civil rights leader and was at the motel in Memphis, Tennessee, the night King was assassinated.
We ain't the bottom. We the foundation.
Jackson soon emerged as the most high-profile successor to Dr. King, though some accused the Baptist minister of capitalizing on King's death.
Our flag is red, white, and blue, but our nation is rainbow. Red, yellow, brown, black, and white.
One of the most prominent American politicians of the 1980s and 90s, Jackson started the Rainbow Coalition, focusing on social justice and economic empowerment. Jackson ran for president twice in 1984 and 1988, considered the first black candidate to be a serious contender. And though he was never the Democratic nominee, his work helped pave the path for the election of President Barack Obama in 2008. Jackson watched with tears in his eyes as Obama was declared the winner. A mediator and negotiator, Jackson helped secure the release of international prisoners and hostages.
Well, we've been invited to by the Mohawks.
And in 1990, he flew to Quebec to try and break a deadlock during the Oka crisis, one of the many times he crossed international borders to help marginalized communities.
To address issues from the ground up, issues that affect racialized people, youth, justice issues, faith-based issues.
Jackson was not without fault. During his first presidential campaign, he used an anti-Semitic slur to describe New York City, later apologizing. And in 2001, he admitted to fathering a child out of wedlock.
This campaign has taught me much.
In announcing his death today, his family called him a real servant leader who elevated the voice of the voiceless. Jesse Jackson was 84. Heather Wright, CTV News, Toronto.
Well, expectations are low for any significant breakthrough, but U.S.-mediated peace talks between Ukraine and Russia began today in Geneva. Ukraine negotiators say the discussions focused on practical issues and the mechanics of possible decisions, but no details were provided. The two sides remain far apart on key issues such as the control of territory in eastern Ukraine. President Volodymyr Zelensky insists Ukraine is ready to move quickly towards a worthy agreement. Talks will resume tomorrow for a final day. Coming up with 1 weekend to go in Regina's Frost Festival, we take a look at what visitors can do at Mosaic Stadium.
Welcome back. Let's take a look at what you got going on. What do we have got going on when it comes to the weather? It's snowing and it's windy and there's freezing rain and we have a blowing snow advisory in effect for the Regina area. Currently, we're sitting at -4 with a wind chill of -11. Winds are, well, just over 25, but gusting up to about 45 kilometers an hour. Strong wind gusts expected to continue as we head into the evening, and the temperatures, we'll start to see them get a little cooler than what the daytime average is. As we saw earlier, the almanac is about -6 for this time of year. And then by Thursday, we're getting into the -20s again for daytime highs. I'll show you that in your 7-day forecast. But this is what we have had going on over the last couple of hours in terms of our radar satellite. So it's hard to see because we have all this heavy snow, but we do have blowing snow advisories in the southwest. We've got a layered amount of warnings in the southeast and coming into south central parts, including Regina. We've got freezing rain warnings, which is expected to transition into snow later this evening. We've got the blowing snow advisory. We've got some wind warnings in parts of the southwest or southeast, excuse me. And then, of course, we have the snowfall warning. Certain areas under the yellow coded warning, which means it's expected to last for a short time and moderate impact, whereas the orange warnings, which Regina and many parts of the southeast are under right now as well, that's a higher impact and expected to last more than just a day. So this is what we have as we're taking a look at this evening in terms of the snowfall. Higher winds, as I mentioned, continuing. And it is a mix of the system that came from Alberta and, of course, this Montana low that's bringing some of that freezing rain as well. So the darker the colors, that's more heavier the snowfall. So again, overnight, many parts, including Wynyard, Prince Albert, Regina, expecting to see heavier snowfall continuing. And into the morning, you can see that system continuing to come up from the south, where we're going to still see more snowfall for the Yorkton area, Regina, Estevan, all the way up to Prince Albert, and even further up, La Loche, expecting to see that snow as well. So what does that mean for snowfall totals? Well, for most of central southern Saskatchewan, we'll start to see the snow start to kind of clear out by late in the afternoon, early evening, continuing up into the north, and we'll see that completely clear out by Thursday morning. And then we're left with clear conditions, but frigid temperatures. So snowfall totals between now and to tomorrow morning, this is what we're looking at. Over 15 centimeters for Regina, Moose Jaw, up to 10 for Saskatoon, Yorkton over 20 for Weyburn, and close to 30 for Estevan. The southwest not looking to see as heavy snowfall, but still expecting to see some. Swift Current close to 10 centimeters by Thursday morning. And this is what we're basically looking at, over 30 for Prince Albert. And by Thursday afternoon, like I said, we'll start to see that snowfall clear. So all in all, many areas expecting to get close to 20, if not just over 20 centimeters of snow. Temperatures also getting back into much colder temperature range. Minus 22 for La Loche, minus 20 for Lloydminster, minus 14 for Saskatoon, minus 16 for North Battleford. Again, in comparison, daytime averages are usually hovering around minus 6, minus 8 for this time of year. So we're going to see much cooler temperatures even for the southwest, southeast, a little better, but still getting back into that seasonal range. And for Regina tonight, we will be about minus 9 for a low, but continuing to get colder as we head into tomorrow. And also take note that the winds still gusting anywhere between 50, 55 kilometers an hour. And here is your next 7 days. So yeah, I guess this was our first spring, if you will, the beautiful temperatures we were experiencing. By Thursday, minus 20, a mix of sun and cloud, minus 18 Friday, mainly sunny, minus 18 on Saturday, sunshine, minus 17, mainly sunny on Sunday. Monday, minus 11, winds picking back up to 50 kilometers an hour. By Tuesday, minus 11, mostly cloudy. So by next week, we'll start to get back into seasonal range. But I do just want to point out, tomorrow night, we're looking at those wind chill values getting back into the 30s. So minus 33, 34 even is what we're looking at. And the daytime highs also with those temperatures in the minus 20 range, wind chills back into minus 26 range. We knew it was going to happen because winter is not officially over yet.
It's as if Mother Nature watched the Tim Burton's Batman and just stole the line from Michael Keaton's. And you want to get nuts? Come on, let's get nuts. And this is what we have. She loves Batman.
I do. That's my favorite Batman movie.
All right. We'll get ready for it. Thanks, Sabine.
You bet.
Okay, once this clears up, Regina's citywide Frost Festival will be busy preparing for its final weekend. As Sierra D'Souza Butts tells us, organizers are pleased to bring Mosaic Stadium back into the fold with plenty of winter fun.
Kids are exploring their creativity inside an ice dome at Confederation Park.
Brings up a community and everything. I think it's fantastic to have the opportunity to have them out here.
It's one of the many activities happening at Regina's citywide Frost Festival, which features a new venue for activities this year at Mosaic Stadium.
Kids really enjoyed the snow hill here, and they all love the igloo, and then also the teepees are behind us over here as well.
The kids are loving it too. It's great weather for it, and great activities that they're seeming to enjoy anyway.
Although the Winter Festival has been held in the city for the past 5 years, this is the first time organizers are using the stadium to host outdoor sport activities, including bouncy castles, winter bubble soccer, cross-country skiing, and snowshoeing. The Regina Exhibition Association Limited says the idea stemmed from wanting to maximize city facilities all year round.
We really wanted to utilize a space that gets a little bit underutilized in the winter season. This facility is so amazing, and we have such an incredible opportunity to use it in as many different ways as possible, and this seemed like a good time to try it out.
A local company, which supplied the Mega Bounce obstacle course, says it's nice to see kids and adults enjoy a bounce outside in the snow.
There for anybody. An older lady in a wheelchair, and she came and just sat on the edge of one and was having the time of her life because kids would go through and it would bounce her. So she was just and that's what we try and do. Like, we make an experience for everybody. Doesn't matter your age or ability.
Frost Festival events are also taking place at Wascana Centre, the Connexus Arts Centre, and downtown, with the last weekend continuing from February 21st to 22nd. Sierra D'Souza Butts, CTV News, Regina.
Hamilton on the left wing side, dances in, shoots, scores!
Still ahead, the Regina Pats' longest win streak of the season has them in a playoff spot. Tomorrow, Regina's Rick Morris will go for a 4th straight Olympic medal in men's snowboard slopestyle. He's won 3 bronze before. The finals start around 4:20 in the morning Sask time, weather pending, so you're going to have to get up real early if you want to see it live. Meanwhile, Canada's men's hockey team will play Czechia in the quarterfinals. That goes at 9:40 a.m. Sask time. As for today, a 3rd gold medal, the first on a speed skating oval. CTV's Scott Hurst has more on our latest podium performance.
Canada is golden again. This is our 3rd gold medal at the Milano Cortina Olympics. This one coming in speed skating, the women's team pursuit. In fact, the reigning Olympic champions from Canada defended their title in the event. The incredible trio of Yvonne Blondin, Valerie Malte, and Isabelle Weideman beating a team from the Netherlands in the final, and earlier in the day beating a team from America. Now, all 3 of these skaters are highly decorated, of course, as a team, but also on their own. Isabelle Weideman won 3 medals during her 2nd Olympic appearance at Beijing 2022. Yvonne Blondin also winning 2 medals at the Beijing Olympics. Valerie Malte now has 4 Olympic medals to her name throughout her storied career. She has competed in every Olympic Winter Games since Vancouver 2010. This trio, as I mentioned, reigning Olympic champions. They won the gold medal in an Olympic record time at Beijing 2022 and now defending their title 4 years later. As I mentioned, this is now Canada's 3rd gold medal at the Milano Cortina Olympics. Scott Hurst, CTV News, Toronto.
WHL, Regina Pats getting hot at the right time. A season-high 4 straight wins after a shootout victory over Swift Current on Monday.
You do when you've had 6 goals scored against your team. Hamilton on the left wing side, dances in, shoots, scores!
Down 6-3, the Pats scored 3 straight, capped off by 15-year-old Maddox Schultz, scoring his 8th of the season. Goes to a shootout where in round 6, Zachary Lazard beats Archer Cook. Then Merrick Schlenker stopped Trey Wilkie as the Pats beat the Broncos 7-6. They are now 7th in the conference, still hosts Edmonton on Friday. Swift Current entertains Prince George.
And the Warriors, Semenuk on a 2-on-1 with Thorpe. Semenuk cross-ice feed for Thorpe, but he can't get the shot away. He's down too low. Puck comes loose out front. Trefny denied by the pad of Orsolak.
Meanwhile, Mikkel Orsolak turned aside all 21 shots he faced as the Prince Albert Raiders shut out the Moose Jaw Warriors 6-0. Raiders really spread out their offense. 6 goals off of 6 different sticks. The Raiders are first in the East and have clinched a playoff spot. Warriors are now dropped out of a playoff spot. They're 1 point behind 8th place Red Deer. Moose Jaw will host Prince Albert on Friday. Well, 32 university and college curling teams from across Canada are in the house this week at the Cali Curling Club. They're taking part in the U Sports University Curling Championships and the Canadian Colleges Athletic Association Curling Championships. It's been 14 years since this event was last in the Queen City. Past participants have actually gone on to curl in the Brier, the Scotties, and even the Winter Olympics.
So I kind of grew up in a curling family. My mom played competitively, my dad did, lots of family members did. So for me, skipping was kind of the easiest way to get into the sport, and I really enjoy it.
This is the big event in their curling year at the university level. A really nice bridge kind of between that junior level and the men's women's level. So a nice bridge that kind of guides you into men's and women's play.
16 men's and 16 women's team began a round-robin series of games today with the top teams competing in the playoffs on Saturday. Now, if competitive curling too serious for you, then a group of Manitobans have decided to shake things up with their event in Moosomin called the Fun Spiel. Regina DeClute has the details.
A funny bunch took over the Moosomin curling rink over the weekend, bringing Manitoba's Fun Spiel to the pebbled ice.
She had the opportunity to beat her dad twice, but because I fell.
Not the same game. Not the same game.
Curlers aged 18 to 75 participated in the event.
Curling is also something that you can transform into other things. Just like bowling transformed into glow bowling and stuff like that, bingo bowling, curling can do the exact same thing.
Their spin on curling is adding a whole lot of jokes, including an award for the weakest team. It rhymes with rapper.
Everybody puts on a fun team name, and then they put on costumes according to their theme name, and then we give everybody nicknames. It's just fun.
For which many travel long distances.
We have people that come down from Thompson, and they drive 8 hours just to come to this event and drive another 4.
Melissa and Ryan Duncan started the event 30 years ago. Until this year, they've always gone to Minnesota.
But just with tensions and stuff, we just weren't going to get enough people to be able to come out to it, so we wanted to keep the fun spiel going.
Duncan hopes it will be around for a long time, though some pledged never to return.
Thanks for everything, everyone. I'm retiring.
Why?
Because I lost my 2 daughters and my favorite uncle, who's not my favorite uncle anymore.
The organizers plan to bring the fun spiel back to Moosomin next year. Regina, CTV News, Moosomin.
Still ahead, Regina police need your help to catch 2 fraudsters with card skimmers.
Let's get into your rural forecast. Story stays the same. It's nothing but snow heading into tomorrow, and temperatures getting colder than what the daytime average normally is this time of year. Now, many parts of the province still expecting to see those snowfall warnings, especially along the eastern border there, and then also into central Saskatchewan. The west, we're still going to see snow, but not really expecting to see as much as what we will see in areas like Melfort, -14, with Watrous also seeing -14 as a daytime high. Moderate snowfall continuing for Spiritwood, -17, -19 for Kindersley. Again, for reference, our daytime highs are usually in the single digits, around -6 to -8. So we're seeing temperatures much colder than what they normally are. However, the southeast, for a change, back into seasonal range. Carlisle, snow -6, -8 for Broadview, and Kenora -11. Over in the southwest, though, not seeing snow, but still seeing frigid temperatures. -19 for Leader and East End Cypress, Maple Creek, -17. If we take a closer look at Kalonze, where internet speeds up to 1 gig are available through SaskTel. Also, shout out to the wonderful lady I spoke with at the town office to confirm that I'm pronouncing this correctly. Tomorrow, -14 is the expected daytime high. Into the evening, dropping to about -27 with a wind chill of -39.
The incident happened on January 19th, 2026 on the 500 block of 1st Avenue East. 2 men attended a business and installed card skimmers. These are hidden devices that are used by criminals to steal credit or debit card information. This is not the first time that this business has been targeted before, and other cities close to Regina have had similar incidents in recent weeks. The first suspect is described as a man with black facial hair, including a scraggly, less full beard and a mustache. He has dark eyes and hair, was average height and heavier build. He was wearing jeans, a black hoodie with the hood up. The hoodie had a logo on the chest and was also wearing a darker gray and blue plaid button-up jacket. The second suspect is described as a man with black facial hair, including a full beard and mustache, dark eyes, dark hair, slightly taller than the first suspect, and was average build. He was wearing gray sweatpants, a gray Reebok hoodie with his hood up and black strings, a dark jacket with a hood, and a logo on the one breast side.
I'm Constable Dana Adams with the Regina Police Service. Did you know that Crime Stoppers will pay up to $2,000 cash reward for information on this or any other serious crime in Regina? Callers do not have to identify themselves. Calls are not traced or recorded. In Regina, Saskatchewan and Canada, call Crime Stoppers at 1-800-222-TIPS. That's 1-800-222-8477. You can also access our website at www.reginacrimestoppers.ca. Remember, our community suffers when you remain silent. Please report crime.
Crime Stoppers is brought to you by Leak Audiology, helping you live well with better hearing.
Premier Scott Moe and Danielle Smith are calling for Prime Minister Mark Carney to step in on strychnine. In a joint letter, the two Western premiers are calling for the federal government to grant an immediate 3-year exemption for use of the banned rodent poison. This follows the denial of an emergency use application earlier this month. Moe and Smith say since the federal ban of strychnine, the population of Richardson ground squirrels has exploded to the point that they've become a major threat to agriculture and other infrastructure. Farm markets, canola street price is down $4.20 to $613.03 per ton, while the futures price is down $3.40 to $662.50 per ton. Amber Durum wheat, no movement, $278.59 per ton, while red spring wheat's down $2.48 to $253.49 per ton. Feed barley stays the same, $232.01 per ton, while flax is $650.54 per ton. Those prices courtesy of Bunge. Stock markets, the TSX dropped 177 points, while the Dow Jones went the other direction slightly by 32 points. As for the Canadian dollar, it went down 0.03 cents to 73.31 cents U.S. On the commodity front, gold down $114.19. West Texas Intermediate crude down 62 cents, while Western Canadian Select crude is up 32 cents. And did that impact gas in Regina? No, it did not. It is still $1.27.9 cents per liter.
The annual rate of inflation ticked down in the month of January to 2.3%. StatsCan says gas prices were about 16% lower year over year, but that decline was offset by food inflation, which increased more than 7% annually. Shelter inflation also eased, only rising 1.7% in January. That's the first time in almost 5 years that figure has been below 2%. And Wheaton Precious Metals is doubling down on its silver exposure, signing a $4.3 billion silver streaming agreement with BHP. Wheaton will pay BHP the money up front in cash, making this the most valuable precious metals streaming deal to date. Shares of Sherritt International took a hit today. The company is reducing operations at its joint venture in Cuba due to fuel shortages there. Now, the move comes after Sherritt received notification that planned fuel deliveries will not be fulfilled, and there's no timeline for resumption at this point. Those are your business headlines. I'm Lindsay Biscaya.
After the newscast, Will Trent, followed by back-to-back big bangs. Then Avery Haynes investigates, a W5 special at 9 o'clock, and Best Medicine at 10. The Saskatchewan Jazz Festival is being rebranded for the 2026 edition.
Yeah, organizers announcing its new name will be Sask Jazzfest. They say after years of people referring to the event as Sask Jazz and Jazzfest, and after surveying the community, it was a time for a change. The name also comes with a new logo. Sask Jazz is scheduled this year for July 5th to 11th, and the announcements for the 2026 lineup will begin February 24th and continue until March 9th. And a Regina Music Festival is throwing it back to the late 90s this summer.
Hey now, you're an all-star. Get your game on, go play. Hey now.
Smash Mouth, Sugar Ray, both in a lineup for the two-day festival on the shores of Wascana Lake, August 21st and 22nd. Also performing Honeymoon Suites, Barney Bentall, Headpins, 5440, Wide Mouth Mason. Tickets go on sale Friday, and Shake the Lake runs August 21st and 22nd. As I said before, but I want to tell you again.
We're talking all summer festivals, but right now outside.
Yeah, no summer festivals. This is the part of the show where you wait for me to say something stupid. But we got important things to talk about. Lots of snow coming through, so make sure you check the highway hotline. Things are okay in certain areas now.
There's also freezing rain that's probably on the roads, so just be very mindful and check the highway hotline for sure. And shovel.